few subjects are so fascinating to Texans than the lore and legends of the cowboy. There's a storefront in Rosenberg where you can hear about cowboys all you want, but there's a twist in the tale here. Your guide to this museum is Larry Callis.
And also, when I first have people come in here, I like to tell them why I talk like this. I lost my voice. I have something called vocal dysphonia. And I used to be a country and western singer. Now, this is 1880 Cowboys. These are the cowboys that worked on the Jones Ranch. And if you notice, all of them are black, except the boss man. It started right here in Fort Bend County because this was a wooded area, because that's where the longhorn would hide. And when they brought the Africans over here, they worked cattle back in Africa in the brush and in the woods. And they knew how to get the cows out of the woods. They had a house boy, a yard boy, and somebody worked the cows back in the 1830s, 1840s. And they were the first cowboys because they had cows and they say, hey boy, go get that cow. Hey boy, go get that cow. That's my cowboy right there. You know, so they call him a cowboy. And, you know, they didn't have any white cowboys because they didn't want to do slave labor. This is some badges that a friend donated to me. And the badge in the middle is a badge that says Plantation Police, Runaway Slave Patrol, 1858. Now, this is the badge that started all these other badges. A lot of people don't know the real Lone Ranger was Bass Reeves. He captured 3,000 convicts in his lifetime. Then they started singing songs about him. They started telling stories about him. They wrote poems about him. Then they put him on the radio. And when they put him on the radio, he got so popular. And the guy would say, hey, here's the Lone Ranger rides again. And people would sit there and listen, and they started calling in, who was the Lone Ranger? They said, oh, it was a black man. People called in and flooded the radio station with calls, saying, we're not listening to your radio station anymore. They said, why? He said, because you said the Lone Ranger was a black man. They didn't want to lose all the people they had. So they said, no, we didn't say he was a black man. We say he wore a black mask. So when they put him on TV, he was a white guy with a black mask. When they brought these two slaves over here to Fort Bend County, they brought a mama and her son. When they got them here, they split them up. And the son wanted to remember his mom's face. He carved his mom's face out of this black walnut.
The story of the Black Cowboys extended into the late 1960s on the rodeo circuit.
Tex Williams was my cousin. He was the first black to make the state finals in high school. And he didn't just make it, he won it. But what people didn't know about Tex, he had been riding ever since he was 15 years old in the black rodeos. In 1964, he won the Black Rodeo Association. In 65, he won the Black Rodeo Association, and in 66. So when he got in 67 in the white rodeo, he was so good. He was kind of light complected. You can tell he was light complected. They didn't know if he was Hispanic, black, or what, but they let him ride. Now, there were a lot of good white cowboys, don't get me wrong. I come up against some white cowboys that were just as better than black cowboys. But there were some good black cowboys too, but they couldn't prove it. So that's why I opened this museum. 1, 2, 3. Good job, AJ. And I just love working with kids. I like to teach them how to rope. I like to teach them about cowboys. I like to teach them about the world, about life. And I've been around a while, since I'm 65.
What good is a museum unless you learn or see something you didn't know before. For Day Trips, I'm John Woods.